Have you ever wondered about the concept of haram in Islam? What makes an act haram or forbidden? Well, to understand this, we need to delve into the heart of Islamic jurisprudence. Haram is an Arabic term that translates to forbidden. It is a concept deeply rooted in the teachings of Islam, and it signifies acts that are prohibited by Allah, the Almighty. The gravity of haram is such that it represents the highest level of prohibition, a status that remains unchanged regardless of the intention behind the action. Now you might ask, why is haram so significant in Islam? The answer lies in the fundamental principle of the religion, which is to guide individuals towards a righteous and virtuous life. Actions deemed haram are considered harmful and sinful. They are not just restricted to the individual committing them, but also extend to those who support or facilitate such prohibited activities. The concept of haram is comprehensive, covering various aspects of life. It includes, but is not limited to, categories such as food, intoxicants, marriage rules, inheritance, and business ethics. For instance, consuming forbidden meat, engaging in dishonest business practices, or unfair inheritance practices, all fall under the umbrella of haram. Cultural interpretations of haram can often influence legal definitions and punishments. This reflects a blend of formal Islamic jurisprudence and regional customs, adding another layer of complexity to the concept. In essence, understanding the concept of haram is crucial for Muslims as it guides them in leading a life that aligns with the teachings of Islam. It is a beacon that illuminates the path of righteousness, helping individuals steer clear of actions that could lead to spiritual harm. Let's dive deeper into the different categories of haram in Islam. In the realm of food and intoxicants, there are specific prohibitions. Now, let's delve into these restrictions, which are integral to the concept of haram. When it comes to food, certain items are clearly marked as haram or forbidden. This includes pork, which is explicitly mentioned in the Quran as being prohibited. Consuming blood, whether it's from a slaughtered animal or any other source, is also deemed haram. Carrion, or the flesh of a dead animal that wasn't properly slaughtered, is equally forbidden. It's not solely about what we consume, but also how the food has been prepared or procured. For instance, the method of slaughtering an animal is also significant in determining whether it is halal, permissible, or haram. The animal must be healthy at the time of slaughter, the name of Allah must be invoked, and the blood must be fully drained from the veins. Moving on to intoxicants, alcohol holds a prominent position. Any substance that clouds the mind and intoxicates is considered haram. The Quran advises against the consumption of alcohol explicitly. It's worth noting that this isn't limited to just alcoholic beverages. Any substance that induces a similar state of mind, whether it's drugs or other intoxicants, falls into the category of haram. These rules might seem stringent, but they serve a higher purpose. They're not just arbitrary prescriptions, but guidelines designed to maintain our physical and spiritual health. By adhering to these restrictions, we sustain a pure, healthy body and a clear, focused mind. This in turn helps us to be better individuals, capable of fulfilling our duties and responsibilities with integrity. Remember, these restrictions serve to maintain physical and spiritual health. Our journey continues, and as we delve deeper, let's bear in mind that these guidelines are there to aid us in leading a life that is harmonious and in accordance with the divine plan. Marriage is a sacred union in Islam, but certain acts within this union are considered haram. Just as a garden flourishes with care and respect for its boundaries, so too does the relationship between spouses in Islam. These boundaries are set to ensure harmony, respect, and fairness within the marital relationship. One of these prohibitions is proposing during iddah, the prescribed waiting period after a divorce or death of a spouse. This period is a time for reflection, healing, and patience. It's a time when the heart is mending and the soul is seeking solace. Therefore, any marriage proposals during this time are considered haram, as it may hinder the healing process and disrupt the necessary period of solitude and introspection. Another significant prohibition in marriage is the union between close relatives. Islam encourages the broadening of social ties and the strengthening of communal bonds. Marrying close relatives goes against this principle, and hence it is deemed haram. By discouraging marriages within close kinship, Islam promotes diversity and social integration. Additionally, forced marriages, where consent is not freely given by both parties, are strictly prohibited in Islam. The essence of marriage in Islam is mutual agreement and shared love and respect. Any form of coercion or force undermines these foundations and is therefore considered haram. This rule emphasizes the importance of personal choice, and it serves as a reminder that every individual, regardless of gender, has the right to choose their life partner. These rules are not just prohibitions, but guiding principles that ensure the sanctity and harmony of the marital relationship. They emphasize respect for individual rights, promote social integration, and uphold the values of patience and reflection. In conclusion, the rules related to marriage in Islam are designed to foster a relationship based on mutual respect, love, and fairness. They serve as a means to ensure that the sacred bond of marriage is preserved and cherished. These rules aim to promote harmony, respect, and fairness within the marital relationship. Islamic business ethics also defines certain practices as haram. In the realm of commerce, these prohibitions serve to uphold principles of fairness, justice, and integrity. Let's delve into a few of these forbidden practices to better understand their implications. Firstly, we have riba, or usury. This is the practice of charging excessive, uncontrolled interest on loans, a practice that can lead to exploitation and social inequality. In Islam, riba is seen as unjust and exploitative, contributing to a wealth disparity that undermines the fabric of society. It is therefore haram and discouraged in all business transactions. Next, we consider dishonest business practices. This encompasses a broad range of activities, from false advertising and price manipulation to fraudulent transactions and unethical business dealings. Being honest and transparent in business is a fundamental Islamic principle. Thus, any form of deception or dishonesty is considered haram, as it damages trust and corrupts the integrity of the marketplace. Lastly, we look at multi-level marketing trade, often referred to as pyramid schemes. These business models typically involve recruiting members through a promise of payments or services for enrolling others into the scheme rather than supplying investments or sale of products. Such practices are considered haram, as they often result in financial loss for participants at the bottom levels of the scheme, leading to exploitation and unfair business practices. These prohibitions in business underscore the importance of ethical conduct in Islam. They are designed to ensure fair dealings, to discourage exploitation, and to promote a sense of community and mutual respect among traders. Whether you're a business owner, an employee, or a consumer, understanding these prohibitions can help foster ethical decisions in your commercial interactions. Observing these rules fosters trust, fairness, and integrity in business dealings. They remind us that our actions in the business world, like in all other aspects of life, should reflect our commitment to justice, honesty, and respect for the well-being of others. Haram extends beyond these categories, influencing various aspects of life. As we delve deeper into our understanding of haram, we discover it encapsulates a broad range of prohibitions, painting a comprehensive picture of ethical living according to Islamic teachings. Lying, for instance, is considered haram. The act of deliberately deceiving or misleading others is viewed as a severe transgression. In Islam, truthfulness is a highly valued virtue, a cornerstone of a person's character. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy, emphasizing the importance of honesty in Islamic culture. Stealing too falls under the umbrella of haram. The act of taking something that does not rightfully belong to you is a violation of trust and respect. It disrupts the balance of society and infringes upon the rights of others. Islam encourages respect for others' rights and promotes a sense of communal responsibility and fairness. Harming others, whether physically, emotionally, or psychologically, is also haram. The Quran emphasizes the sanctity of human life and dignity, urging followers to treat each other with compassion and respect. It discourages the infliction of harm upon oneself or others, promoting peace and harmony within the community. Now, it's important to note that not only are these actions haram, but encouraging or supporting them is also considered haram. Islam teaches that we share a collective responsibility for our actions and their impacts on society. Thus, endorsing or facilitating haram activities is seen as contributing to the spread of harm and injustice. Remember, the concept of haram is not designed to restrict or limit, but rather to guide and facilitate. It provides a framework for ethical living, encouraging actions that promote peace, justice and harmony, while discouraging those that cause harm or injustice. These prohibitions guide Muslims towards a morally upright life. They serve as a beacon, illuminating the path towards a fulfilling and meaningful existence underpinned by the principles of justice, compassion and mutual respect. We've covered a lot of ground today. Let's quickly summarize our discussion. We embarked on a journey to understand the concept of haram, an Arabic term meaning forbidden. We learned it's used in Islamic jurisprudence to refer to acts prohibited by Allah. This is the highest level of prohibition, and it remains forbidden regardless of intention. We also noted that different interpretations exist among legal schools regarding what constitutes haram. In our exploration, we delved into the various categories of haram. We began with food and intoxicants, learning about the dietary restrictions and the prohibition of consuming forbidden meat and intoxicants. We then moved on to haram in marriage rules, highlighting the sanctity of the marital bond and the rules that govern it, such as the prohibition of proposing marriage during iddah and same-sex relations. Our journey continued with an exploration of haram in business ethics. We learned about the importance of fair dealing and honesty in business practices, and the prohibition of riba, or usury, and dishonest business practices. We also touched upon the prohibition of multi-level marketing trade. Finally, we discussed haram in other aspects, such as unfair inheritance practices and certain cultural interpretations. We recognized that the concept of haram extends beyond individual actions to include support for prohibited activities. As we reflect on our discussion, it's important to remember that actions deemed haram are considered harmful and sinful. Avoiding haram is not merely about adhering to rules, but about nurturing our spiritual health and striving to lead a life that is pleasing to Allah. By understanding and avoiding haram, we can strive to lead a life pleasing to Allah. We hope this discussion has been enlightening. We've journeyed together through the understanding of haram, its implications in various aspects of life, from food and intoxicants to marriage rules and business ethics. But remember, our journey doesn't end here. The teachings of Islam are a vast ocean, and we've only skimmed the surface. We encourage you to dive deeper, to immerse yourself in the wisdom and virtue that it offers. Understand the importance of avoiding haram. It is not just about what is forbidden, it's about leading a virtuous life, a life that is pleasing to Allah. We are all on this journey together. Let's support each other, learn from each other, and grow together. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on Islam. Thank you for watching.